Sweat pours down our backs as we smile for our 100th picture of the day, our Michigan born and raised bodies not accustomed to the scorching sun and unrelenting humidity of Washington, D.C. We've seen every marble monument there is, but luckily we wore our walking shoes as we ascend the 58 steps of the Lincoln Memorial. I stand on the steps of the Supreme Court a mere month before the monumental decision that allowed my parents to wed later that December. The towering columns of marble and 7 velveteen-covered chairs, one for each of the justices, remind me of why I want to be a lawyer. The blurry selfie atop the Kennedy Center is my favorite. These ladies from 2, 4, 6 hours away now feel like longtime friends who taught me about the whirlwind we call life. 13-hour car ride with my knees crammed against my chest and bathroom breaks every 2 minutes was well worth the wait when we arrived in a wonderful new country. I clung to the only phrase I knew in French. Parlez-vous anglais? Streets of old Montreal will fill to the brim with booths selling street art and handcrafted jewelry, with a cafe serving chocolate chaud and croissants on every corner. My first metro ride made me feel like a real city girl, especially when my team accidentally left me behind after the World Cup semifinals game. Dressed to the nines, donning red, white, and blue from head to toe, American flags and face paint galore, we flooded the streets with people from all across the world like an army headed into battle. The crowd of 60,000 people roared round after round of USA, 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 and booed out the few German supporters in the crowd. We were up out of our seats, leaning towards the field, only to slump back down if the United States attack didn't result in a goal. But when it did, we were on our feet, stomping the ground, screaming so loud our ears bled, and chanting so much our throats burned. But none of this mattered because the USA was gonna win it all. Looming over the city, tall and proud, the Gateway Arch seems to sway in the wind to a Missouri jazz tune. Imo's Pizza prides itself on serving the original St. Louis-style pizza, with crust as thin as the shell on an egg and so much sauce you almost forget there's such a thing as mozzarella cheese. San Antonio, the home of the Alamo, the ridged dwarf walls of the remainder of the Fortaleza brought me back in time to a battle lost long ago. A mariachi band strolled the Riverwalk in traditional costumes, strumming string instruments and blessing restaurants with the Spanish language. Abuelas sold handmade flower crowns, beads, and leather cowboy hats, their Mexican-American heritage on full display. Dinner was virgin margaritas and the most authentic tacos I'd ever had. Translations were necessary as my parents couldn't read or understand any Spanish except for the word tacos. It was the beginning of the end of a chapter. Our final fling as a family was over. I realized on my first trip to Spain why it is that I and so many others have an innate desire to travel. It is for the rush you feel when you order your first meal completely in Spanish and aren't looked at by the locals as if you're speaking Chinese. It is for gagging down your first bite of octopus or calamari. It is for the excitement in your eyes as your feet graze the Mediterranean Sea for the first time. Everyone is adventurous in their own way, but for me, it's diving headfirst into a culture other than my own. While I still cringe at the memory of trying octopus and accidentally swearing at a Spanish store clerk, I will always remember the memories I've made and the places that I have been. As scary as it may be, the most important thing in my life will always be to try as many new things as I possibly can. For it is these memories that I will carry with me for the rest of my lifetime.